Hello everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Those meeting me for the first time, karibuni sana. Generica is my name, and this is Best of Two Worlds coming live from Krakow. Beautiful Krakow. This is the St. Mary Church. We are going to go in and visit and see what it's all about. It's very clear, you see it from where we are staying, our room. Yes, and yeah, people are entering from there. Yeah, and I think so. And we are here for 3 days. Yesterday we were at Auschwitz. Very interesting, very much educative, and had almost a whole day there. So today we are just going to go and taking it easy and just seeing the town. So we are lining up here to buy tickets to get into the church. Apparently you have to buy the ticket. How much was the ticket? That's what? 250 crowns. About 500 Kenyan shillings to get into the church. And the queue is long. But it's going also fast. And it allows you to go to the tower too.
Oh, I understand. There's a queue to the tower. Maybe you should
Oh wow, my God, look at this. Jesus. What a magnificent church. My God. It's a Catholic church. You're not supposed to be wearing a hat inside the church.
Gundala.
Definitely a Catholic church. Przesuń się. FIFA. The Pope. This is where they keep the Holy Sacrament. It's amazing.
Just so it looks like he's getting tired.
Many churches the first scene depicts circumcision of Jesus. It's very rare.
Tramwaj się lepiej opłacuje niż autobusy, bo autobus.
Well, that church is breathtaking. The typical Catholic church, St. Mary Basilica. Been standing here for over 700 years. Burnt down at one point and rebuilt again. But still, roaming around it on the streets of Krakow.
Huh?
A beautiful day, 30, was it 30 or 32 degrees?
33 degrees.
33 degrees. And we are not complaining. At all, at all, at all.
We are at our best.
Yes, we are at our
best.
very best. And they are real. I have to touch. It's an old town, very, very old town. Started in 900 AD. It's crazy.
The man who was taking us
Yeah, that's true. If you do tamak with this sun, it will just melt.
Yeah.
But it's a wall that is sleeping.
Yeah. Instead of
That's a museum.
statue.
Yeah. Are you enjoying the weather?
Really nice. Very nice. Zawsze dzieci, a nie.
Yeah. Looks like it's a class or a school.
So like you said, their town could be very nice. The name was
What is this?
Another museum.
Museum.
There's the castle.
This is the castle, right ahead.
We're going to climb up.
Yeah. Oh wow. Look at that.
What is it?
It's a castle. Like this or like this? Like this. Arcaded courtyard. Huh?
Wawel Royal Palace.
Yeah.
There is the plan.
Seasonal entrance. Oh, there's also a cathedral.
Yeah. The cathedral and castle.
Very kind. Come on, kids.
Oh?
What I got from the GPT.
What about the royal family?
Yo, okay, I'll come and meet you.
We are going to straight ahead and we are entering a pink gate.
This is the castle. This is a cathedral. This is another church.
Welcome to Wawel Royal Castle, the historic heart of Poland. For over 500 years,
Oh,
this was the
so many
residence
churches.
of
Yeah.
Polish kings and the center of political power. Many kings were found and buried in the nearby Wawel, making this one of Poland's most sacred national sites. The plates that you saw on the walls as you are climbing up are called the Wawel bricks. They commemorate thousands of people,
Here.
military units, and organizations that donated money to restore the castle after Poland regained its independence
So that's why the name's on the wall.
in 1918, yes. Above the entrance are the coats of arms of the historic regions of the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. While the statue on horseback, which you saw,
Yeah.
is Tadeusz Kusplowicz, a national hero who fought for Poland's freedom and also served in the American Revolutionary War. Today, Wawel is both a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of Poland's most cultural landmarks. As you reach the viewing platform, you can say, the viewing platform offers one of the best panoramic views of Krakow. From here, you can see the Vistula River, the historic old town, and on exceptional clear days, even Tatra Mountains about 100 kilometers to the south.
Wow.
The platform also overlooks the site of the medieval town that once stood on Wawel Hill before it was cleared to create the royal and defensive complex we see today.
Wow.
The small exhibition below tells the story of everyday life on Wawel Hill through archaeological discoveries, while the terrace gives you a unique perspective of the castle, cathedral, and the city beyond.
Nice. So we are going to D.
So let's go to the.
We are going to D.
platform.
Here is D.
So we are
Yeah.
platform.
So here we are on D. That's the viewing platform. Yes, it's here. Man måste visa biljetter. Look at this. Yeah, but we are going. We are heading
There's a
there.
place for Leye.
Yeah.
There's a river there.
On a clear day, you can see the mountains.
Uh huh.
Which river is this?
river.
What was it being called?
Tala River.
Huh? It's not Donau.
Uh,
No, it's not Donau.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's very beautiful.
it offers. Okay.
View of the arcade, courtyard, and the Krakow Cathedral. You can see the Krakow Cathedral from here.
The Stula River. That's what they call it.
You're going down.
And then you can see the old town.
St. Michael's Church. Where's that?
And since the day is a bit clear,
That is St. Michael's Church.
This one here.
Yeah.
That's St. Michael's Church right there. Uh-huh. 15 is Thief's Tower, which is it? This one is the Nerunda, didn't the round one there.
I think so.
Yeah. This is a church. Where is the church?
That's 10.
Uh-huh.
That's
So that the Thief's Tower. And 10 is what? Is Saint Domingue's Tower.
And what we see here must be St. George Church.
We can, which is this one? St. George Church there.
And 9. Star's Castle behind.
Yeah, it's more clear. Krakow Cathedral is number 1. Which is this one, eh?
Yeah.
And then number 2 is this courtyard, this one around here.
Where did we come from?
What do you mean? That direction.
You think so?
Yeah. Yeah. It's beautiful. That is now the town.
The town.
Yeah.
The old town. No.
The town. Not the old town, the town. This is a room for pipes. Look at this. These are unique.
these are pipes, eh?
Yeah. These are so unique.
I think they used to smoke.
They've corrected.
It used to be medicine, then it has become poison.
These ones are corrected from the 18th to the 20th century. All these.
And the shoes?
Which shoes? And these ones the same. They are beautiful.
These are heads of the clay pipe.
It looks like a tap.
You see?
Yeah. European pipes were influenced by Indian design.
Look at the money.
A pig.
Yeah.
The
Children's shoe. Look at the shoe. Okay. You're not allowed to touch those, you?
you look but not touch.
Yeah, so down.
You look
But not touching.
Yeah. That sounds familiar.
what?
Look, but don't touch.
Yeah.
Somebody do something.
Look but
Don't touch.
yeah.
Where is the cash?
Oh wow. Interesting. Okay, let's go. So now we are going into the Royal Gardens. Rubirete. Wow. Let's see. At soon everything will change. Oh wow. Isn't this beautiful mixture of colors? What? And then you have apples here on this side. Jewish quarters.
Yeah.
Cassinet, the Jewish quarters. And this is where we've been at the Krakow. You're in there. You'd have made us walk round and round in circles. You would have gone round? Yeah.
They're using those kind of cars now. We're in one of them now. Going to where?
What is it being called again?
Cassinets.
Cassinets.
The Jewish quarters.
The Jewish quarters.
I've been to see a synagogue. Maybe have a coffee, a drink there at the synagogue.
Oh, that's what we use our 100. Okay, now we are in the Jewish area, the oldest Jewish museum in Poland.
But now this is like a Jewish area, town.
Yeah, this area here.
This whole area is
They are Jewish.
Jewish town or Jewish street.
Even if I think with your dress.
Yeah,
Where?
the ones who are coming.
Yeah.
So where is the synagogue? Mhm. The oldest in Poland.
So,
Yeah.
Drugi czwartek miesiąca nieczynny.
Just decided to walk around this Jewish town. You can tell the difference even in buildings.
how are you? You try to call me, eh?
There are small restaurants, there are small cafes.
Niko ile. Yes. Yeah, I saw it. I saw the image. Is it the one of the bank
Even
account?
with the dressing of some of the people around, you can tell.
Ile I checked with you, I don't know, KCB, I don't know where. Something like yeah, Kingdom. I saw the correspondence. So normally what they have to do is then they have to get, you need to check with your bank. That's the bank where, I think it went to an account which is closed, isn't it?
The Jewish bookshop, tourist agents,
Was it,
hummus and
it went to
happiness.
So you need to talk to Kingdom just to ask them whether they have returned that money. Although, I'll check later on.
This is a synagogue is open to visit from Sunday to Monday.
Sorry?
Here you can buy souvenirs.
You have not returned that yet, eh?
So she's going to take us around here, and she's going to take us around here along the river and back to the old town.
Almost ending. Because we came on Tuesday.
Okay. And you already been to Auschwitz?
Yes.
The salt mines or salt mine you skipped?
No, we went to Auschwitz. Buchanau.
Yeah.
Birkenau.
Yeah, but we didn't go to the salt mine. No.
Yeah, the tour in the salt mine usually is really long, like it's 3 hours underground, you know.
Yeah.
By the way, here on the right side you can see different, here in the past were different grocery stores and houseware stores. Original name of the stores you can see above, but today we have just one restaurant inside, but from the outside it still looks like several shops. Just, to attract the attention of the people, you know, they're making a photo, they go inside usually. Okay. So first we are going to the former Ghetto area on the side of the river, and then I will show you the Jewish and Christian 5,000 Jewish people. It was around 25% of the city's population. And today, according to some official data, we have only around 700 Jewish people living in Krakow, and 50 of them are Orthodox. So just imagine, really not many of them are settled down here.
Yeah.
Because I think for them it's not the best conditions here in Poland, and really a lot of Polish people, I mean like elderly people, they have really not very good attitude to the Jewish. You know, it's I think one of the reasons. What about the young people? I think was connected the former ghetto area with Jewish part of Kazimierz. Normally after the war, all the bridges in Krakow were destroyed. Then they were renewed, and some of them were painted in blue color. Blue color considered to be here like a symbol of Krakow, like the color of the Vistula river, main river of Krakow. So that's actually why all the street cars, like trams, buses, we have painted blue. Probably you saw all the blue trams we have. Okay.
Oh yeah, the trams are
Yeah.
blue.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
We'd like to give you a warm welcome at a tour which will acquaint you with a somewhat sad but important part of Krakow's history. There are numerous monuments
It's okay,
connected
it's
with the
too loud.
history of Jews in Krakow.
Okay.
The most important ones are concentrated in the Kazimierz district, where Jews used to live for centuries, and they constitute a significant society of this city history. The World War II and Nazi occupation brought about extermination of the Krakow Jews who were relocated to a ghetto, gradually sent to extermination camps, killed in Płaszczów labor camp, or shot during ghetto liquidation in 1943. Out of the 68,000 Jews who had been living in Krakow before 1939, 65,000 were gone forever. We will follow the lot of those for whom the places we'll see today were often the last stage of their earthly path of life. In order to the ghetto area, we need to cross the bridge over the Vistula River. It is the same bridge the Jews banished from Kazimierz district crossed. They took whatever was easiest to pack, the most essential items, and they were carrying chairs in their hands. Chairs have acquired a symbolic meaning since then. You'll be able to see them in the form of an open-air exhibition in the Ghetto Heroes Square, toward which we are heading. Please imagine that we are moving to Podgórze, which used to be a separate town in the past. Settled by the Austrians in 1784 and incorporated into Krakow only at the beginning of the 20th century.
I will stop for a second. Here was the main entrance, main gate. And you can see the red line here. Here was the ghetto wall in the past, like here.
Okay.
Yeah.
And first stop will be at the Ghetto Hero Square now.
So the red.
It was
Yeah,
here
here
that
was
the
the
Nazis set up a ghetto for the Jewish inhabitants of Krakow
She's going
and
to
its
tell us.
surrounding areas in March 1941. The Nazis surrounded the ghetto with a wall with 4 entrance gates, of which the main one, neighboring Podgórski Square, was decorated with a huge Star of David and a Yiddish note, Jewish Residential District. A tram used to pass through the ghetto, but it would never stop there. Another gate used to be situated at the end of the bridge we're crossing now.
So nowadays at the Ghetto Hero Square there are 33 chairs in total, and one chair is symbolizing like 1,000 murdered Jewish people during the war. But these numbers of chairs is just only like a symbol, because more people died. And the only one non-Jewish resident of this quarter was Tadeusz Pankiewicz, FO. He was a founder of Under the Eagle Pharmacy, just a second, that you can see on the left side, Under the Eagle Pharmacy, Apteka pod Orlem in Polish. The owner of this pharmacy, FO, he was trying to help Jewish to escape from this area. He made some fake documents for them because without a special permission Jewish people couldn't leave the area, and he bring medicine for them. So he was trying to help. And basically from this square, Jewish people were taken to extermination camps like Auschwitz, like Birkenau, and they bring their chairs, some luggage, because they didn't know for how long they leave their homes in Krakow and where are they going. That's why today it's a symbol.
Are you allowed to sit on them?
Normally no, but we don't have any sites, so some tourists are sitting here because they don't know the history,
All right.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
So
Ghetto Hero Square, from which the Jews were taken to extermination camps. It was here that many deaths by firing squad took place, especially during the ghetto liquidation in 1943. The witnesses of the events in the Krakow ghetto who survived and were not Jews were Tadeusz Pankiewicz and his 2 workers, all of them of Polish origin. We are standing in front of the house, number 18, where the historical museum branch called Under the Eagle Pharmacy is located today. The pharmacy was an important place of contact and a place where false documents were handed on. The escape route led through here. Tadeusz Pankiewicz observed horrendous scenes that took place in the square while he was working at the pharmacy. He often left the ghetto, brought back medicine, helped people living there, and quite often he also hid threatened Jews at his place. Thanks to his account, we know what everyday life in the ghetto looked like and what the last minutes of the lives of the ghetto inhabitants looked like. Pankiewicz survived the war and described his memories in the book entitled The Krakow Ghetto Pharmacy. He was frequently invited to meetings as a witness of those horrible years of occupation and was awarded a Medal of the Righteous among the nations. Tadeusz Pankiewicz died in 1993 and was buried in Krakow Rakowicki Cemetery. A famous ghetto inhabitant who managed to survive the war was Roman Polanski, a renowned film director. The whole Polanski family was relocated to the ghetto. Roman's father survived the war, but Roman's mother and sister died in an extermination camp. Polanski escaped from the ghetto as a little boy, by which he saved his life, and hid at a country family's place near Badowice under a false name, Roman Wilk. In 2002, Roman Polanski gave away his award granted by the Polish Culture Foundation, which he had received for his film entitled The Pianist, to Under the Eagle Pharmacy in the museum branch. House number 6 is the seat of the Jewish Combat Organization, a secret arms unit which organized, among other things, the most dangerous Nazi assassinations, liquidated collaborators, and acquired means for weapons. Once a year in March, a March of Remembrance sets off from the Ghetto Heroes Square to the labor camp in Płażów to commemorate the anniversary of the Krakow Ghetto liquidation.
This area considered to be like a touristic, and there are still a lot of buildings that belonged to the Jews before the war.
Yeah.
And in Krakow, situations looks like this. We have a law that according to this law, we are not allowed to rent out or live in apartments that belong to the Jews before the war if we don't know who was the owner. So this is like Jewish heritage, you know?
Yeah.
We have to wait for 100 years after the war for the, I don't know, owner's grandchildren, for somebody who will prove that, I don't know, their grandparents lived here and they can own these apartments.
Yeah.
And like nowadays, there is still a lot of empty apartments because, you know, a lot of people just were killed and we will never know who was the owner. And this is the problem. So here on the right side, this is new buildings with expensive apartments. Like the price for new apartments here is around 1-2 million euros, not zlotys, euros.
1 million?
Because, yeah, 1-2 million euros because this is was the former territory of the ghetto. Like just for information, ghetto was inside of the ghetto were around 320 buildings. So not whole this district called Podgórze was the ghetto. Ghetto was only a small part where Jewish people lived. And these apartments nowadays like are the territory of the former ghetto, you know. That's why it's very expensive. Okay. And now I will park here and we will look at one building with bullet holes from the war.
With bullet holes?
Yeah. I can propose you to start with bullet marks on the second and the third floor, like Nazis made it before the Red Army was about to liberate the ghetto, in order to destroy all the traces of the torture of the people and people themselves who witnessed the terrible period. So normally they attack the ghetto. And nowadays only a few people are living here and the rest of apartments are empty. So it's like under the Krakow government they are also not full. People live No, not only this building, but this one is with these bullet holes. Like we have a lot of these old buildings here.
With a lot of these are now bullet holes, eh?
Yeah.
So, and after 100 years, I hope that Krakow government, they will do a kind of museum inside or something. I hope they will not just renovate this building and
we are in the ghetto area,
keep something.
and these are holes done from bullets during the war.
Like a museum already. This is the present and the past.
Where you can see the bullets.
A kind of museum inside or something. I hope they will not just renovate this building and
We are in the ghetto area,
keep something.
and these are holes done from bullets during the war.
Like a museum already. This is the present and the past.
Where you can see
What's that?
Oskar Schindler's factory. Oskar Schindler, he was a German businessman who owned a Polish fabric, and he used cheap workforce of Jewish people. They just work for him, and he saved them. Maybe you watched the movie Schindler's List?
No.
Or you heard about this movie, no? Okay. So Oskar Schindler, this is the only one German who saved around 1,200 Jewish
Oh, the
people.
woman talked about it yesterday.
Just hiring them at the factory, like
Yeah.
a cheap workforce. Yeah, this is the fabric. Here on the left side, you can see the Krakow Museum. This is the museum of Tadeusz Kantor, a Polish filmmaker. He was so popular here, like Steven Spielberg. This is those men who created the movie Schindler's List.
Yeah.
But this is like the Polish one, and this is his museum. By the way, on the top they have really nice restaurant with a good view to Vistula River and in general whole city.
Okay.
Okay, so going to the factory.
Schindler's List, a film, on the way to the factory. We are now moving along the industrial Zabłocie Street towards the Schindler's factory. Pogórze hardly used to be a touristic district of Krakow before 1993. The greatest interest in this part of the city really began after the film Schindler's List was made. In March 1993, Krakow became a huge film set. Shooting the film took 72 days, that is, 4 days fewer than it had been planned. The film crew was predominantly Polish, with some additional workers from England, Croatia, Austria, Germany, Canada, Israel, and the USA, including many Americans of Polish origin. Such original places like the Schindler's old factory and his elegant Krakow apartment have not changed for 50 years. The film was made on the basis of the book by Thomas Kennelly, who accidentally met Leopold Pfefferberg, a Jew whose life had been rescued by Oskar Schindler. Pfefferberg told Kennelly a story of a German entrepreneur Schindler and handed down numerous testimonies and documents attesting the event, including the very list of the rescued Krakow Jews. The film describes a history of a German businessman, Schindler, who came to occupy Krakow as reconstruction, more than as a filmmaker trying to intensify the suspense, plot, or pathos. Black and white colors, as well as manual cameras, added some cinema verite, or documentary tone, to the film. All of this embodies the truth about what happened, the truth which we were trying to present and communicate. Somehow, it all made the film seem more real. Spielberg hoped that Schindler's List would recover awareness of the Holocaust and would help to encourage the viewers to discover the Holocaust heritage in a modern society. Nobody is able to change the past, admits Spielberg, but a film like this one can influence us, pointing to things which must never happen again.
So now you can see this factory on the left side.
This one.
This is the original building of the factory. Yeah, now you will come closer, you will see original gates, and you will also see a photo of those people who worked there and the rest survived. So this is all these
the
Jewish
survivors,
people.
yeah.
The survivors. Yeah.
Survivors.
So but as I told you, Oskar Schindler saved around 1,200 Jewish people. So this is not whole the number of the photos. Like originally, this factory was called The Record. It was built in 1937. It was a factory of enameled cookware and metal dishes. But during the Second War, they started to produce some items for the German army, such as explosives, shell casings, bomb detonators, and other items. And today, it's just a museum inside of this building.
Schindler's factory. We are standing in front of the main entrance to Schindler's factory. It was through this gate that Jews from the ghetto used to pass when going to work. They were those lucky Jews who were on the list of workers employed here. The gate appears in Spielberg's film many times and constitutes a specific symbol. For the 1,200 Jews working there, it was a gate leading to freedom. The factory produced enamel army pots, mess tins, armor-piercing shot shells, and bomb detonators, all for the German army. In the second half of 1944, when the Eastern Front was approaching Krakow, Schindler moved his factory to Moravia, situated in the former Czechoslovakia. Nowadays, the place functions as a World War II memorial and a museum where the Krakow Jews History exhibition can be seen. Take a look at the commemorative tablet once again.
On the left side.
2003. It was embedded here in October 2003 and shows a Talmud quotation which also inspired Spielberg. Whoever saves one life saves the entire world.
Here they need to have a special document to go outside of the wall.
Yeah.
But
So he provided the documents too.
yeah.
Okay, that's nice.
Yeah.
So where did they stay? Because are they not going to be killed at night?
Yes.
So
Exactly.
they stayed here.
He stayed here, yeah. And I remember the last scene of the movie when actors walk alongside with real survivors, and they put a small rock on the gravestone of Oskar Schindler, the owner of this factory in Israel, because in Jewish culture, small rocks, stones, it's like the symbol of remembrance, eternity. Like we have candles, flowers, they have stones in their culture. They said that candles are burn out, flowers are dying, and stones are forever. So that's why they put the small rocks like
That's
everywhere.
true.
Yeah. Okay.
Ghetto description. The Jewish residential district was created on the right bank of the Vistula River as part of the district governor Adon Wacher's enactment dated March 3, 1941. German Nazis occupying the city justified this decision to the Jews with health and police reasons. All Jewish institutions were transferred to the ghetto area. The commune, the hospital, the Jewish social self-help, the orphanage, as well as German Job Center branch office, the post office, and the pharmacy. Some 15,000 people were squeezed into 320 ghetto buildings by March 20th, 1941. The area was gradually reduced and its inhabitants were transported to extermination camps, mainly to Brest. On March 13th and 14th, the ghetto was liquidated. The inhabitants were divided into those able to work at Project Camp and others. Women, children, elderly people, the sick, all of whom were condemned to death. On the following day, the former Jewish flats were searched and plundered. Those absconding were immediately shot. The ghetto wall was knocked down in September, and the place ceased to exist.
And now we are inside the ghetto. This is like the heart of the ghetto. Here in front of you, you can see a couple of buildings with closed windows, like bricked up, mostly on a corner. Here, first floor. Over there, second floor and the third floor. Nazis made it to keep Jewish in the fear. They not all of them to see what's going on outside. The aid coming through the street, any food, help, nothing. So they decided to block the windows from this side because it was like the main street.
So this is the main street.
Yeah, it was like the main street.
Yeah.
And here on the left side, you can see once again Lvovska Street. First floor, second floor, blocked windows. Here on the right side, building number 18. You see, it's almost destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it still looks like original.
Oh my
But
God.
no renovation. And as I know, only one man is living here today. You can see
The-
this white
the cat-
windows
yeah.
on the second floor.
Yeah.
Like his grandmother was in a ghetto and he proved it, and he can officially live inside today, but he's alone. Once I was trying to go inside because I was really curious how. Yeah, but in front of us, this is already the Ghetto Hero Square, so you can just imagine the size of this district. It was really small.
Yeah.
Once again, you can see this block
The same
windows
thing
here in
there,
front of
yeah.
us. Like you can see today, really Krakow government, they're trying to keep all these buildings in original way without any renovations, if it's possible, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Even this one looks.
yeah, this one's. Really, I cannot imagine how these people are living here today because I believe that there is still a bad energy inside of apartments, and I don't know, ghosts walking around.
Yeah.
So for me, it's really tolerable.
But I think it's the tradition. You keep somebody.
Yeah, but you know, in one apartment could live up to 2-3 families. So they live in humanity conditions. Like in total, inside of the ghetto was moved around 15,000 people, and in 300 buildings. Here on the right, you can see small black and white photo on the corner.
Yeah.
This is the photo of Jewish poet Mordechai Gebirdi that was killed here in 1942 together with his wife during the
1942
Nazis
was
started
killed.
to send Jews to concentration camps. So they were killed too, and his daughters was managed to save and escape from the ghetto. And above this black tablet, you can see small original number of the building, a little bit on left. It's 3353 or 9.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah.
Okay, and I have a story about Mordechai Gebirdi.
Jews, Part 2. One of the Jews living in Kazimierz was Mordechai Gebirdi, a famous folk poet and bard of Jewish streets. He came from a poor family and earned his living as a carpenter and furniture restorer. He was extremely sensitive and had an artistic talent. So in his free time, he acted in an amateur theater and wrote poetry and songs which could be heard in the Jewish streets. As he did not know his notes, he used the help of his befriended musicians to take down his own tunes. He died on June 4th, 1942, during the process of moving the inhabitants from Krakow's ghetto into an extermination camp. He wrote these words a while before his death. "Greetings be to you, my Krakow. A rig is waiting in front of my house. They are chasing me away from here like a dog. The soil is sacred." Out of 68,000 Jews inhabiting Krakow, only 5% survived the war by 1939. Krakow is a very important memorial and a symbol of the world which is gone forever.
Yeah, and during the Krakow occupation, people were afraid to talk about what happened in the ghetto. It was considered like a taboo, so usually they didn't speak about the situation between each other. They were afraid. So, and now I will show you the last original fragment of the ghetto wall, this wall that was surrounding this area. If you remember at the Ghetto Hero Square, I showed you the red line at the beginning.
Yes.
So there was the wall like this one on the right side. 3-meter high wall that has the shape like the matzeva. Matzeva, it's a tombstone at the Jewish cemetery. You see this rounded shape.
Yeah.
So for those Jewish who live here, this place was literally like a cemetery. And Nazis, they destroyed 2 Jewish cemeteries to build this wall. So it was built literally from this
stone.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
The Ghetto Wall. We are now in Lubovska Street, which used to be one of the main streets of the Podgórze district. It is a place where a fragment of the ghetto wall has been preserved. You might want to pay attention to the wall's characteristic ending. This is the shape of matzeva, a tombstone to be found at Jewish cemeteries. There is a plate on the wall, both in Polish and Yiddish, saying, "It is here that people lived, suffered, and died from the hands of the Nazi torturers. It is from here that their last road to extermination camps began." Israeli delegations and numerous Jewish groups visiting Krakow linger here for a bit, usually leaving flowers and remembering all Holocaust victims.
Yeah, but usually they are leaving really small stones.
Stones on the
Looks
floor.
like a garbage bag.
The German army already in the first week of the war, on the 6th of September 1939. It was also in the first days of occupation that martial law and curfew were introduced, and any action considered to be against the Germans was punished by death. The Third Reich had the following plans regarding the occupied areas. Poland was to become a source of cheap workforce for the German industry. Country was to be Germanized and incorporated into the Third Reich. Already in October 1939, some territories of Poland were incorporated into Germany. The rest of the country was transformed into the general government with its capital in Krakow. Governor Hans Frank used to reside in the Wawel castle. It was already in 1939 that the Germans started liquidating Polish intelligentsia. University professors were arrested in November, and secondary school professors later on. Germans set up 30 prisons and camps in Krakow. A few thousand people were imprisoned there at one point. The Montelupich prison and the Gestapo seat on Pomorska Street were especially ill-famed. Among numerous camps created by the Germans, of the worst ill fame was the concentration camp in Pashut. It was created in December 1942 for the purpose of detaining Jews in accordance with the extermination policy. The Poles were sent. Their numbers reported to have been increasing since July 1943. The camp was a torture place for the prisoners transported from Montelupich prison. Between the months of September 1943 and July 1944, it is estimated that over 6,000 prisoners were executed in Pashut camp. Out of the 150,000 Poles and Jews in total that were prisoners at the camp, 80,000 had died. Counting losses suffered by Krakow's inhabitants during the occupation is difficult. The city population decreased by 40,000 between September 1939 and March 1943, dropping to the amount of 222,000. The Jewish population suffered the greatest losses. Only 8,000 of the 68,000 Jews in Krakow survived. Simultaneously, Germans had surged into the city and settled there. According to some official data, 25,000 Germans were dwelling in Krakow in August 1942. Transporting the Poles away to labor camps in Germany destroyed the city's demographic structure. River, as the exported people were mostly youngsters. Krakow liberation took place on the 18th of January. The Second Ukrainian Front, under the command of Marshal Ivan Konev,
The St.
took over the
Joseph Church,
city.
we will stop
The
here
retreating
now.
German troops only managed to blow up all the bridges on the Vistula River. The last German troops were defending themselves in Krzemoyski area, which we are leaving behind. Now we are heading back towards Kazimierz district.
Yeah, so this is like the main church of this district, the St. Joseph Church. We will do a stop here now and you will go inside if you would like.
Saint Joseph.
Yeah, St. Joseph.
The Church of Saint Joseph, the precious Roman Catholic Church, which was built during the years 1905 to 1909, is the biggest church in Bydgoszcz. The interior of the church was modeled after Gothic cathedrals. It is full of many altars, benches, and other sections, mainly crafted from wood. In 1922, organs were mounted. These organs have a curious history. They were made for the church in Wawel at Caucasus before World War I. However, the war and subsequent events discontinued these plans. In the end, the organs were bought by St. Joseph's Church and placed among the church choir. What's peculiar is that during the renovation of the church, a cave with the remainings of the Polish alchemist Składowski's activities was uncovered.
Really, this church is really similar to the castle from Walt Disney cartoon. Can you find
Is
it?
it free to get in?
Yeah. No.
You can even see the crown of Jesus on the very top. A lot of history, guys, about the Jewish and the Germans and the war that's going on in the church. St. Joseph Church. 150 churches in one town. It's crazy.
What else does it conceal? We have been following the history of Krakow's occupation Oskar Schindler, and the Jews who started their last journey from here. Podgórze, which we are leaving behind, has many other mysteries which you may want to discover. A famous alchemist, Mr. Twardowski, had his laboratory here. You may look back upon the times of the ancient Slavs and legendary city founder Krakow by climbing the Krakow Mound. It is on this mound that a well-known Krakow feast is organized in order to present some ancient rituals. Numerous parks, Mateczny Spa Resort, Bonarka Nature Reserve, and the existence of so much more tranquility than in the city center are the reasons why Podgórze is more and more often visited by tourists.
Okay, and now we're getting back to the Jewish Museum. So Kazimierz was founded in the 14th century by King Casimir the Great. Nowadays it's a district of Krakow. Before the Second War, Kazimierz was a center of the biggest Jewish community in Poland and in Europe. In the late 15th century, Kazimierz looked like a separate island from Krakow. It was a separate city and a separate island because it was surrounded with defensive wall from one side and Vistula River from another side, but not from this side, a little bit nearest to the old city. It was like the second hand of the Vistula River. And I can tell you only after surviving the Holocaust and difficult post-war years, Kazimierz arrived again only at the end of the 20th century, because before, right after the war, this territory was dangerous. It was taken a bad reputation for a long time because a lot of poor people mixed with criminal elements and settled in the empty houses. So it was really dangerous area to walk through. And only after Steven Spielberg, who made a movie Schindler's List, after his movie, this area alive again, becoming a popular attraction of Krakow. Okay.
The warming town of Kazimierz, named so for its founder and benefactor, King Kazimierz III the Great, Kazimierz Wielki, was founded in 1335 under Magdeburg law in a place where various settlements concentrated. Most certainly, the king had great plans concerning his town. It was to provide strict competition for Krakow and to seat the university. There were also some other reasons why the king favored Kazimierz. He would secretly sneak to the other side of the Vistula River to meet a beautiful Jewish woman called Esther. In order to contribute to spiritual development of the inhabitants, he founded some churches. He granted a charter enabling them to organize fairs and incorporated further settlements, enlarging the town's area. In the Middle Ages, the city was almost equal to Krakow. As far as wealth was concerned, Kazimierz did not fall far behind Krakow. When in 1495 the Jews, expelled from Krakow, settled here, Kazimierz became a town of two cultures, the Christian and the Jewish. Although two separate nations of different cultures lived here, cultivating different customs and practicing different religions, their lives intermingled and created a colorful mosaic of two worlds.
Yeah. And now we will drive into Krakowska Street. In the past, Krakowska Street was one of the most important streets in Kazimierz, thanks to the trade roads that was leading from Wieliczka and Bochnia, Polish salt mines, to the Hungary. It was also known like the Salt Road of Kazimierz. And this is the Christian part.
Krakowska Street. Krakowska Street former name was Platea Krakowiecus. It was an old merchant route, the town's axis and the most representative street of Kazimierz, starting from the 14th century. The tenement house facades date back to the 19th century. A beautiful Jewish woman named Esther, frequently visited by King Kazimierz the Great, also lived in Krakowska Street. The large amount of charters granted by the king to the Jews at that time can be explained by Esther's exceptional influence. The beautiful inhabitant of Kazimierz gave the king two daughters who kept their mother's religion.
So Jewish people, they lived together with Christians, but they choose to live separately from them because they wanted to keep their own traditions, religion, the way of life, so they had their own schools, laws, languages, places of worship, everything. And now we will stop at the St. Catherine's Church.
St. Catherine.
Yeah, St. Catherine.
Oh.
Yes.
St. Catherine's Church. We are turning to end up in Augustinianska Street. Here comes the silhouette of one of the most beautiful Gothic churches in Krakow, St. Catherine's Church, and St. Margaret's Church with the monastery of Augustinians. The church is the evidence of King Kazimierz's sinful life, as it was built to compensate for his sins. In fact, we know it for sure that the beginnings of the church were associated with the Augustinians, brought down to Kazimierz to manage the Royal Academy. The cult of Saint Rita is still very active in the monastery. She is the patron offering help with helpless issues. On the 22nd day of each month, church followers gather inside to ask Rita for help and support during hard times. The church has an excellent acoustics, therefore, concerts are frequently organized here.
So this church belongs to the Augustinian monks and still an active religious place today. And now we're going to the Skalka. From Polish language, Skalka translates like a small hill on Vistula river bank.
Skalka. You can see a romantic porch in front of you. Please have a look up there. That is the passage from the cloister of Augustinians on the left, directly to the Hungarian chapel in St. Catherine's Church, which belonged to the nunnery. The buildings of the monastery of Palanitites emerge in front of us. These are the grounds where archaeologists found traits of first settlements. Once a hill was clearly visible here, hence the name of Skałka, or small rock. A procession worshipping the saint walks down this road every year on the day of Saint Stanislaus, May 8th, or on the first Sunday after that date. This is one of the most important church festivals. Earlier, our rulers had to participate in such a penitential procession from the Wawel castle to Skałka to get purified before their coronations. We are approaching the church in Skałka. It is called the Knasa of Polish Kings and makes the second national pantheon. There is the Baroque St. Michael's Church in Skałka. In front of the entrance, there is the crypt of 12 heroes of Polish science and culture. On the right, there are 7 pillars, 8 meters each, made from solid stone blocks, which mark the hind wall of the altar. 3 central pillars of rosy stone, which attracts attention, depict the martyrdom of the following characters: Saint Stanislaus and Saint Adalbert, a missionary and martyr, to the left, and the servant of God, Pope John Paul II, who shed blood during his assassination on May 13, 1981, to the right.
Yeah, and
Difficult to tell who is a Jew, who is not, if they dress in
If they dress normal, yeah. Oh, here, this is where she's saying it's supposed to be water.
even here, inside here.
Oh, here there is a little bit of water. Come and see.
Coming from where?
I don't know. Somebody's hand. There's somebody who is being baptized here. Here.
It could be, otherwise if we went.
How would we have known all this history?
All this. And she's so good in what she does. Here, it's supposed to be water.
Mm-hmm. Ah, okay. Because of renovation, it's not working. Interesting.
これやってき、あの数を決めてきて、あめにあどこめてかにてなかんか。
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
The car rada una genis po.
Bishop Stanislaus and the clergy and the people around by hacking into pieces. This is what the Nazis.
That is fun.
was guarded with big eagles here, and these eagles moved his body to the pond nearby, where his body was reunited and remained unharmed. And today, normally water inside of this pond is considered to be like a holy, and here every year on May 8th, a very important tradition held here, like a big procession from Wawel castle to Skalka before this Bishop Stanislaw. Yeah, he's like the same here.
Jews, Part 1. Jews have been connected with Krakow since the early Middle Ages. The first character coming from a Krakowian Jewish background, a widely known person managing the mint and leasing the salt mines of Gliwice and Bochnia, was Levko. In 1495, an important event decided that the Jews appeared in Kazimierz. John I, Albert, Jan Olbrat, basing his decision on an accusation of Jews to have set fire to St. Anne's Church, removed the Jews from Krakow. It was then that Kazimierz became the hub of Jewish culture, a place where, as some wise men say, Israel could have been preserved. As early as in the 16th century, Kazimierz was the largest Jewish cluster in Europe.
Yeah, and here in Kazimierz was located the first Jewish school for girls, because before, only boys could have an education, and here was the first Jewish school for girls. Now here on the left side you will see Wolnica Square. Here used to be a town hall in the past, but nowadays we have the ethnographic museum inside of this building and a small market square nearby. It was like the center of this part of Kazimierz, the Christian part.
Wolnica Square. We are approaching the square of Kazimierz, once the main open-air market in the town, where its authorities resided in the town hall. Today it houses the Ethnographic Museum. The market's area was slightly smaller than the one at Krakow, 195 meters by 195 meters. The square's name, Wolnica, is a reflection of the Latin forum liberum, that is, the right to free meat trade outside the butchers. Presently, you can participate in many events in the summer season organized here with the cooperation of the Ethnographic Museum. For example, the Festival of Bread and folk concerts. In the center, we can see the figure of 3 homegrown musicians by Bronisław Chromny.
Yeah, so we have here Christmas fairs, we have here a festival of Polish dumplings, pierogi. Here in front of us, this is the Corpus Christi Church. The Church of God's Body.
Corpus Christi Church. There is another Gothic church in front of us, erected by King Kazimierz the Great. According to the legend, it was built in a place where the host and monstrance stolen from All Saints Church were found. The thieves thought them to be of little value. Hence the name Church of Corpus Christi. The church, like St. Mary's Church in Krakow, played the role of a city church. Therefore, it was taken care of by the wealthy patriarchate. They spared no money on the temple's decorations. Here, the ceremonious liturgies were performed. The church is surrounded by a 2.5-meter wall from the 17th century. Cells for criminals, who were put on display, have been preserved, and they are located at the entrance.
What?
Yeah, at the entrance you can see like a small, like a room or building where people were tortured. Yeah, here on the right. And now finally we are driving into the Jewish part of Kazimierz. It's totally different from Christian part because you can see here all the buildings are covered in the graffiti. It's vandalism here. It's not okay. It's not normal. But unfortunately, local police can't do with this anything because really Kazimierz is the center of nightlife. So
This is the center of nightlife.
Nightlife, yeah, because a lot of restaurants here, bars, and these young people, they are doing whatever they want till the morning. Here on the left side, inside of this backyard, this is the place called Schindler's List Passage. It's one of the places where a fragment of the movie was filmed, Schindler's List, about the ghetto, yeah. And today here inside there's just a lot of information about the movie, about the ghetto creation, about the actors. It's just nice place to visit because you can just have a cup of tea or coffee and just enjoy this atmosphere of that time.
Yeah.
And nowadays in Kazimierz you can find a lot of different restaurants with Polish and like Jewish food.
Yeah.
But you should be always careful with dishes called kosher, like labeled like kosher, because kosher food is like a special food for Orthodox Jewish. So all these kosher restaurants that we have here in Kazimierz, they usually accept people from Israel, USA. They accept some private groups. So usually it's not for the people from the street or like tourists, Polish people. No. So if you will find a food labeled like kosher in a restaurant, don't buy it because it must cost really expensive, but it will be fake. So really,
To be fake.
very often people just making money on it.
Okay.
You know, because you're in the Jewish quarter, so you eat kosher food. But no. You can try, of course, hummus, falafel, some Jewish breakfast like shakshuka. It's eggs with tomato pasta, but it will be just similar to the Jewish kitchen. Here on the left side, it's called New Square, a place where you can try traditional Polish fast food. It's called zapiekanki. Zapiekanka, it's like the big piece of bread, of baguette, toasted with cheese, mushrooms, meat, some vegetables. It's just cheap and tasty. It's like around €5 per one big zapiekanka. And this zapiekanka you can buy in the center.
Okay.
Yeah, and around you will find a lot of restaurants, bars,
bars,
yeah. Okay.
Restaurants and bars, houses everywhere.
Yeah. And now in front of us you will see the youngest Jewish synagogue. This is the Temple Synagogue. It was built at the end of the 19th century, and near to the synagogue you can see this is the Jewish Community Center here. This synagogue was created for a progressive Jewish community. Okay, and this is the museum inside.
Temple Synagogue. It is the youngest and the most magnificent synagogue in Kazimierz. It was built in the 19th century. It clearly differs from traditional Jewish synagogues. The interior decor is of Mauritanian style. Its double windows are decorated with 34 valuable stained glass ornaments from the turn of the 19th and 20th centuries. Celebrations in the temple were rather similar to the masses in Christian temples. Weekly preachments were introduced to be sermonized consecutively in Polish and German by preachers of academic education. During the 20-year period between the wars, women could sing in the choir, and, which is even more unacceptable for the Orthodox followers, hymns were accompanied by the organ. During World War II, the synagogue, like other Jewish places of worship, was desecrated and looted by the Nazis, and turned into a storehouse and stables for horses. Renovation started soon after the war. As the temple was put on the list of monuments of the American World Monument Fund from New York, it was granted as much as $1 million for renovation.
And here on the right side you can see some inscriptions in Hebrew. This is traditional Jewish bath called mikvah, bathroom. Mikvah looks like a sauna. It's like a big swimming pool filled with natural water. And usually Orthodox Jews, they visit mikvah before important holidays like Shabbat, like marriage. And they like swim in there and doing some rituals like praying. And this is the only one mikvah, only one active mikvah in Krakow. Here.
Ritual 1. Holidays. In Jewish culture, holidays play a very important part, dating far back to the essential events in the history of the Jewish nation. The most important is the Sabbath. It is celebrated in the memory of God's rest after the 6 days of creating the world. It starts on Friday evening and ends on Saturday at dusk. Any work is forbidden during the holiday. Even burning fire and cooking are prohibited.
So what do they eat?
They have normally a specially trained staff who press the elevator button for them, who prepare food for them. So they do nothing for a couple of days, like from Friday evening till Saturday.
Ritual 2. Synagogues. Synagogue means a place of congregation. Such buildings are always oriented eastwards, facing Jerusalem. The burning fire of Mertani, the eternal light, is the connecting element between Jews and the most important temple. Bima is located in the center, where Torah is read out and preachments are sermonized. All Orthodox temples strictly separate men from women. Therefore, women gather in the bevy, a separate room, usually at the back of the synagogue, so as to not distract men while praying.
The women are not praying?
No,
What are they doing?
they just chill. Nothing really. As men's. Here on the left side, this is one of the richest Jewish synagogues, the Isaac Synagogue. I know, compared to the churches, synagogues looks really
Yeah,
simple. Like
yeah.
you will never understand that this is something special, but yes, this is the synagogues, the Isaac.
Isaac Synagogue. In front of you, there is the Isaac Synagogue, once the richest in furnishings of all synagogues in Kazimierz. When it was built in the 17th century, plain wooden houses were located nearby, which made it look even more monumental. You can see wooden stairs from the outside, which led to the bevy, a place where Jewish women prayed. In front of the synagogue, there was quite a large square where fish were sold until 1939. Here, in December 1939, the Nazis murdered Maximilian Redlich, the clerk of the Jewish commune, because he did not carry out their command to set fire to the temple.
And here you can notice that sometimes the street names we have in both languages, like Kupa Street in Polish and in Hebrew. By the way, Kupa translates like treasure, something high valuable from Yiddish. But in Polish language, Kupa literally means excrements. So for those Polish people who doesn't know translation, it's like sorry shit street. Here in front of you can see a big mural with several important portraits connected to Kazimierz. First one is King Casimir the Great, who founded the Kazimierz in the 14th century. Next to him Esther, Jewish woman, his lover. Then Polish King Knaus. And the last one is Helena Rubinstein. She was the richest Jewish woman in the past because she was the founder of her line of cream by Helena Rubinstein. Nowadays it's more known like L'Oreal Cosmetics because L'Oreal bought her name at the end of the 20th century. And nowadays L'Oreal, they have like the lines of cream of Helena Rubinstein, and the prices for this cream is like from 200 till 500 euros for one jar of cream.
Wow.
Yeah. And at Szeroka Street I will show you her house of Helena Rubinstein, and we have Hotel Helena Rubinstein, considered to be like one of the most expensive here. Yeah. By the way, here on the left you can see this green building.
Yeah.
And the flag of Israel, but it's really was America and Poland. Eden from Yiddish translates like paradise. So this is Paradise Hotel. And why it's so important? Because inside this is the mikvah bathroom. You see this tablet, mikvah solgrota sauna, this special bathroom for Jewish people. But today mikvah is closed because it's not a Shabbat. It will be open tomorrow in the evening.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is one of the hotels where Orthodox or Jewish can stay in for a night because of this bathroom. And now we are getting back with you to Szeroka Street, the heart of Kazimierz, and I will show you there 3 synagogues.
Ritual nutrition. In Jewish culture, it is important to follow the rules coming directly from the Bible concerning nutrition. Pork and horse flesh are forbidden. The 4-legged animals that can be eaten, like cow, sheep, goat, and poultry, should first be ritually slaughtered by a trained Jewish butcher. The meat is fit to be eaten when all the blood has been removed. Some products, for example meat and milk, should not be mixed or eaten simultaneously, and it is necessary to use separate cutlery and pots to prepare them.
From Polish language, Szeroka translates like wide. So this is wide street, but it's more looks like a square in the street, but it's street. On the right side, you can see this is the old synagogue with historical museum inside.
Oh, we were here.
Yeah, we went here.
Yeah, this is where we started.
Yes, this is Szeroka Street. Yeah.
The Old Synagogue. The Old Synagogue is one of the earliest synagogues in Poland and the most valuable one in Europe. It is built in the Renaissance style, designed by a Florentine, Matteo Gucci. A portal leading to the synagogue reads the following inscription: "This is God's gate, and the just shall pass through it." The courtyard in front of the synagogue was a place for weddings, and the bima was used for royal announcements and curses put on unyielding citizens. Tadeusz Kościuszko gave his speech in the synagogue during the Kościuszko military uprising. Here, Jews blessed King Kazimierz the Great, their benefactor, before the war began. Presently, the building houses the Historical Museum, whose exhibitions depict the customs and everyday lives of Jews. In its front, there is an obelisk commemorating an execution of 30 Poles by the firing squad on October 28, 1943. In the building next to it, presently housing a bank, lived a famous Talmudist and Kabbalist, Natan Spira. He was considered to be a saint talking at night to Prophet Elias. The lamp called Ner Tamid, which was lit at night, went out when the rabbi passed away.
And the second synagogue will be on the right side, the Popper Synagogue.
Shiroka Street, Part 2, Popper Synagogue. We are going further along Shiroka Street. The famous Jewish Culture Festival takes place here in the summer. You can taste kosher dishes and listen to klezmer music in the evening in the restaurants on the right. Number 16 is where the passage to Popper Synagogue can be found. A wealthy merchant, Wolf Popper, was known in the 17th century in the merchant community of Europe. He had an exceptional habit to stand on one leg while praying.
And this green house on the right, this is the house of Helena Rubinstein. She was born here. You can see her portrait over there. This is the Rubinstein. And Hotel Rubinstein is nearby on the left side, this white building. What is nice, they have
A rooftop there.
a rooftop on the sky bar on the top here.
Oh, there's a bar at the very top there.
Yeah, it's nice to visit in the evening.
It is the place where the Empress of Beauty, Helena Rubinstein, was born. When she died in 1965, her property was estimated at $100 million. She was one of the wealthiest women in the world.
Wow.
She was called the Empress of Beauty by Jean Cocteau. She created her empire of cosmetics, starting in Australia, through London and Paris, and ending with New York. Her face powder compact was designed by Salvador Dali. The HR initials have remained on the most expensive jars of cream advertised by Demi Moore. There are no ugly women, only the lazy ones, claimed Helena Rubinstein. In the last building on the right, there was the ritual Jewish bath called mikveh.
Here on the left, this is the last active synagogue in Krakow, the Remus Synagogue, with the oldest Jewish cemetery from the 16th century.
Remus Synagogue. You can see the only active synagogue for Orthodox Jews, a 16th century Remus Synagogue. It is named after a highly educated philosopher, Rabbi Moses Isserles. There is a plaque in the synagogue which says where he likes to pray, and there still is a chair booked for him. Jews from all over the world come to the cemetery adjacent to the synagogue to visit his grave. It was a miracle that the cemetery was not destroyed during World War II.
Hansa restaurant, it's like the typical Jewish restaurant here, where you can try more vegetable kitchen, like hummus, falafel, and all these things. Here on the right, you can see this green space. Here used to be a part of the Jewish cemetery before the Second War, but Nazis destroyed it, and now this empty territory is surrounded with fence shaped like the menorah symbol. You see, like a candle stand with 7 candles. Pigeon? Very crazy. It's one of the oldest symbols of Judaism and Jewish religious attributes. And the stone at the end of the square, now you will see, it's a monument to the memory of Krakow's Holocaust victims during the Second War.
Oh, okay.
The stone. Krakow is a very important memorial and a symbol of the world which is gone forever. The Nissenbaum family is one of those who take efforts to keep memory of the victims of the Holocaust. They created a foundation to preserve evidences and monuments of Jewish culture, protect cemeteries, commemorate the fight and martyrdom of Jews during World War II, and to disseminate the knowledge of the best joined traditions of Poles and Jews.
And you see they put here a lot of small rocks, as I told you, symbol of forever, eternity. And it was the last point of our trip, so you want me to drop you off near to the old city as we talked about,
Yeah, thank you.
Now the old city, if you will go that way behind us, you will get to the Wawel castle. That way it's like the center of the city. Yeah, so...
It's called what?
Planty Park.
Planty Park, yeah.
Planty Park, yeah.
So many tourists from the whole of Europe.
Yeah.
It looks like the Danish people, they are not so far here. But they have, but it's close to their house.
Yeah.
It's one day shorter.
Yeah.
So you just have to stop one day and then they're here the next day.
I told a few things maybe, but still, it is still insisting.
A refreshing drink after a beautiful tour of Ghetto area and Jewish district.
Yes.
Jewish district and Ghetto area. Was it being called Ghetto area or Ghetto?
Yeah.
Where we went?
Yeah.
It's just Ghetto.
Ghetto, just Ghetto.
Ghetto now is a place of like, in America, they talk of the ghetto, where the poor people live.
But with so much history.
But now the ghetto, it had a fence,
Yeah.
and it had a wall all around.
Beautiful
It's
town.
a beautiful town.
With all the old architecture.
That's what I'm thinking.
When they actually are big,
It has such a personality. The whole town has such a personality, with its building and the floor
And then restaurants in all corners.
yeah, and restaurant in all corners. I mean everywhere. But also how old it is, and yet it's still clean and well maintained.
yes.
But I think also they understand the need to go out and clean here in the mornings, otherwise the tourists don't want to come.
Yeah, that's true.
They are
That's
clever.
true. That's
But
true.
also the people are here.
But also people are kept, because like now it would be full of garbage.
they are not.
Yeah. True. There's a lot of this kind of tower that looks like another church. I must admit,
So many restaurants.
Yeah.
Stockholm, they come to
we have a lot of restaurants.
For restaurant,
No, thank you. There's a lot of
is this?
that's all here.
a lot of restaurants. The people are so friendly. Even when they cannot speak English, they're still trying with a smile on their face. The town is clean. I mean, it's reasonable. The prices are reasonable. I mean, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. We've had so far 2 days of beautiful weather, beautiful people, a lot of learning. And we just have to be grateful. So grateful. Dublin, eh?
Look at three different.
No, you don't have to eat.
This is, do you want red?
This is what food?
Dumplings for a starter.
It's cabbage, carrot.
We're doing dumplings for a starter. Typical Polish. That we are here, we have to do that. And of course, if you know, you know.
Me, I want to taste this dumpling. What do they have inside?
This is how.
Yeah. Yeah? A lot of people walking, a lot of people biking, a lot of horses on a carriage. This is Krakow at night. It was somewhere here. A lot of people. Yeah, on this side. After Maxmira, I think. Maxmara.